The truth about artificial sweeteners and blood sugar, what you're not told. Most people trying to manage their blood sugar are told to just switch to sweeteners. Diet sodas, sugar-free yogurts, low-calorie syrups. They're marketed as guilt-free and blood sugar-friendly. But what if that wasn't the full story? What if artificial sweeteners weren't as harmless or blood sugar-friendly as we've been led to believe? Today, we're breaking down exactly what artificial sweeteners do in the body, how they affect insulin and gut health, the worst ones to avoid, the best natural alternatives, and the surprising reason they became popular in the first place. Let's start with the one thing almost nobody explains. Starting at number 1. Where artificial sweeteners actually came from. This story is strange. Most of the original artificial sweeteners were discovered completely by accident, in chemistry labs. Saccharin, the world's first synthetic sweetener, was discovered in 1879 when a scientist forgot to wash his hands before eating. He tasted sweetness on his fingers, and the first artificial sweetener was born. Aspartame? It was discovered in 1965 when a chemist researching ulcer drugs licked his finger to pick up a piece of paper and tasted sweetness. Sucralose, known as Splenda. It was discovered when a graduate student misheard a lab supervisor who said, "Test this chemical." He thought he said, "Taste this chemical." None of these were originally designed as food. They were industrial chemicals that happened to taste sweet. And because sugar manufacturers wanted cheaper alternatives, and diet culture exploded in the 80s and 90s, artificial sweeteners went mainstream. Coming in at number 2, the worst and most synthetic sweeteners. Let's break down the big 3, the ones most linked with metabolic issues. Aspartame, NutraSweet, equal, the most controversial. Studies show it may alter gut bacteria, increase oxidative stress, and for some people, trigger glucose intolerance. Sucralose, Splenda, marketed as made from sugar, but chemically nothing like sugar. Research shows sucralose can reduce healthy gut bacteria by up to 50%, increase insulin response by 20 to 30%, interfere with glucose transporters in the body. It's one of the most concerning for people with diabetes. Acesulfame potassium, ACE-K, often used in combination sweeteners like Coke Zero, linked with impaired insulin signaling, disrupted thyroid hormones, changes in appetite-regulating hormones. These sweeteners don't raise blood sugar directly, but they can disrupt the systems that control blood sugar. Number 3. How artificial sweeteners really affect blood sugar and insulin. This is where most people get confused. They think sweeteners don't raise sugar, so they're safe. But here's what studies actually show. 1. Sweet taste alone can trigger an insulin response. Your brain senses sweetness, signals your pancreas, insulin rises. Even with zero sugar. This is called a cephalic insulin response. 1. Sweeteners disrupt the gut microbiome. A landmark study in Nature found that saccharin, sucralose, and aspartame changed gut bacteria enough to cause glucose intolerance in both mice and humans. Your gut bacteria play a huge role in insulin sensitivity, inflammation, and hunger cravings. When you disrupt them, blood sugar regulation worsens. 1. They change the brain's reward system. Artificial sweetness is 200 to 600 times sweeter than sugar. This can alter cravings, appetite, and dopamine signaling, meaning you crave more sweetness, more food, and more carbs, without feeling satisfied. For people with prediabetes or diabetes, that's a major problem. Number 4. Where artificial sweeteners are hiding. Most people think they only need to check fizzy drinks, but sweeteners are in sugar-free yogurts, protein shakes, chewing gum, ready meals, ice creams, flavored waters, energy drinks, cold medicines, low-calorie snacks, protein bars, ketchup, meal replacement drinks. If a label says diet, light, zero, sugar-free, reduced calorie, no added sugar, there's almost always a sweetener inside. Number 5. The best natural alternatives. If you want something sweet without the gut damage or insulin issues, here are the best options. Stevia, pure, not blended, comes from a plant. Minimal insulin response. No microbiome disruption. Monk fruit. Luohanguo. 0 calories, 0 blood sugar impact, contains antioxidant moghrosides, erythritol, used sparingly, a sugar alcohol that passes through the body unchanged, no impact on glucose or insulin for most people. Some people get digestive issues, so start small. Whole foods. The safest sweeteners are berries, cinnamon, vanilla cacao, coconut flakes, real foods that taste sweet, without spiking blood sugar. Number 6. So, should you avoid artificial sweeteners completely? Here's the balanced truth, not the marketing version. If you're trying to reverse prediabetes, improve insulin sensitivity, or reduce inflammation, artificial sweeteners can work against your goals, even if your blood sugar doesn't spike immediately. They influence gut bacteria, hormones, cravings, insulin response, metabolism. For some people, switching off sweeteners is the missing step that finally helps stabilize their blood sugar. Final message. Artificial sweeteners were created to help people reduce sugar, but for many of us, they come with hidden metabolic side effects that nobody warned us about. Your body isn't looking for sweetness. It's looking for balance, real food, whole food, and less chemical interference. If you want to take control of your blood sugar, start with the 3 things that matter most: real food, better sleep, and less artificial sweeteners. Your metabolism will thank you. If you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who wants to know more about the effects of artificial sweeteners.